So, Robbie, how do you sum that up?
Reality check. I think just if you don't do the fundamentals correct, you find out, because they've just got a little bit more quality than some teams, and if you don't do the basics, you don't do the fundamentals correctly. And when you say basics, that's just about communicating with each other and an understanding of the game. And unfortunately, some of our players today, and I think hopefully the supporters will understand that when you see players that are doing quite well, I think you'll understand that some of our players are just not ready yet. Just not ready for what it takes at this level. And that's not me being personal. I think that's a genuine, honest observation, that some of our players that we got due to circumstances that, have been doing well, but when you have to play every game totally different. And we didn't today. Started after 2 minutes with a terrible mistake, and then after 7 minutes, 8 minutes,
yeah,
it's an easy clearance. But listen, that's Danny's been doing great. He's been doing great, and they're just things that sometimes it wasn't Danny's day today, and we just didn't defend well enough. We weren't organised enough. We allowed Taylor to dictate to every situation, every scenario, when really before it was 10 men, we had that. That's where the spare man was for us, and we couldn't cope with him, and we couldn't deal with him. And it's a reality check for a lot of players in there, because, like I said to them, you have to have what it takes, and some of them at the minute, whether that's 6 months, whatever, they haven't got it at the minute.
Well, we've always said it's tough to play against 10 men. We was up against 10 men for a while, but unfortunately Lewes already had the 2 goals. But even with 10 men, it looked like they still had 11, didn't it?
I thought they had 12. Reality. And that's the saying, if you don't make the pitch big and you don't use the pitch well, and you don't pass the ball and be brave with the ball, you come unstuck, because they're an athletic team. They've got threats all over. The kid up front, obviously Taylor's a very good player. And if you don't deal with it, and don't deal with it early, you succumb to not on so much pressure, but mistakes. And, they've got the quality to exploit that.
Well, we've had a couple of Lewes fans say after the game, even some of their press, saying how annoying must it be for management winning 4-0 on Saturday and then come and put performances chalk and cheese. Yeah, but
it's where we are, Pete, unfortunately. It's like we've got a lot of young players that are finding the feet and finding the way, and that is the crux of it. You're going to have inconsistencies. If you come up against experienced centre forwards that you've never probably gone up with against, you can get found out pretty quick, and you can also find out where you are in your game. Now, that's not me saying anything detrimental towards Danny Howick and Cam, but when you're playing that, I just said to the boys in there, that especially them two, that's the level of, that's why he's on a lot of money. That's the level, and they're not even in the top 6. So that's what I'm saying is about, it's a learning curve, and I hope they go away knowing what they've played against today. I'm not labelling out Taylor as this great player, because he's not. He's a very good player at this level, but when you don't deal with him, and when you don't dictate where he stands when he should be, but certainly when they've got 10 men, it becomes a problem. And we just couldn't. It's like, we said to the players at half time, we changed it up a little bit, thought we needed to get the ball wider, so we brought Harvey on, and I thought it worked in terms of we got the goal straight after half time, and I just thought, can we go on? We sort of devised a plan with a press out, and when your 2 centre halves don't deal with the first ball into Taylor when we 2v1, which it should be 1 in front, 1 behind, pretty simple. When you don't deal with it, the ball then gets recycled out wide, and then the cross, and then Joe Rabbit's body shape and body position's in the wrong way, and you end up, it kills the game. At 3-1, it kills the game.
Well, a positive is we're away next week. Our away form seems to be the one this season. We're away to Hastings, another tough game, but if we can play like we can, we could win that game, end the season on a high.
Absolutely, but if we play like that again, it probably could be more than 4-1. And I think it's a realisation, and I hope the supporters, as good as our supporters are, when we say things, it's not meant in disrespect. I hope the supporters realise that some of our younger players are just not there at the minute of what it takes. It's not a criticism.
Yeah.
Everyone goes through that. But I think you know, you can come off the back of a 4-0 win at Bowers and think, whoa, he's great, he's good, he's like him, whoa, like him, and then all of a sudden it comes crashing back down, because it's reality of football. There's levels of football and there's a reality check, and it's not detrimental to any player, because they tried, they worked hard, they just didn't have enough quality on the day to stop the sources. But they're going to learn with that in time, given time, and if they don't learn, they won't play at this level. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say it respectfully to everybody. So that's a huge learning curve for many of our players today.
Yeah. So lastly, have you got a message for them fans just to back us to the end of the season?
Yeah, 100%. Please don't get disillusioned with the performance, as disappointing as it is for a Sussex game. Hopefully they see the pitches we're trying to do and where we're trying to achieve. You know, we're trying to rebuild. Some of these young players have to play to find whether they sink or swim. You know, that's the crux of it. And while we're in that position, we also want to win every game, but we also know that it's the bigger picture going forward that we'll get, because if we can keep a number of these younger players together, I think, you know, come 6 months' time we could be a proper team. But it's going to take time. We're going to have to get some players in the right areas to help the players now, and that's what we're trying to do now. We're in a process of doing that, and just want the supporters to stick with it, understand where we're at and what we're trying to do from now till the end of the season, till the summer, and get stronger. And as disappointing as it is, I hope you just understand that we've got a young team that's going to be inconsistencies along the way, but we've got to dust ourselves down, have a couple of days off, and then get ready for Hastings, and then after that, Tuesday is a huge game for the club.
Cheers, Robbie.
Top man, Pete. Cheers.